is Andrea Zetta from SMPS Charitas Batam. For today's speech, I'd like to address a serious topic that's been happening all around the world in schools, which is bullying. Bullying is a form of aggressive behavior in which someone intentionally and repeatedly causes someone else into injury or discomfort. Bullying has become a major problem in schools today, with the numbers and impact only increasing by each year. It is noted by the research conducted by the Global School Health Survey that 20.6% of students by this year have been bullied. And unfortunately, I've actually fallen victim to this problem. You see, I was actually bullied before while I was in the third grade. At this time, I felt completely helpless. I felt as if nobody was there for me. And I hope that none of you here have to experience bullying in schools like I did. And if you have, you are so strong for pulling through to be where you are at today. But what does it mean to be bullied? Let me show you with this flower. You see, every single one of you here is a flower, full, brimming potential. But just because of some words that those bullies say to you, such as, "You're stupid," "You're never going to be successful," "You're so ugly," "Give up already," the petals will start to fall off until you're all gone. The once fully bloomed flower is gone, only left with its stems. Do you see it now? Do you see what it means to be bullied? When you are bullied, you lose a part of yourself. Or even worse, you lose your whole self. But, ladies and gentlemen, the sad part is that schools actually fail to address this problem, leaving victims to suffer in silence. So, how do we solve bullying in schools? Ladies and gentlemen, here I stand before you all today to show you 5 ways on how to solve bullying. 1. Create a safe and supporting school environment that teaches students with dignity and respect, as well as a zero tolerance policy for bullying. Personally, I believe that the teachers at the time educated my peers about bullying, I would have never been bullied before. This is why teachers should start implementing good values to students at a young age, as to avoid them from becoming bullies in the future. 2. Look out for alarming symptoms of bullying, such as injuries that can't be explained, grades dropping, skipping school, a decrease in self-confidence, as well as self-harming behaviors. The National Center for Educational Statistics shows that 46% of students have actually told someone in school about their bullying experience, which leaves the 54% to be suffering alone in silence without informing anyone. This is why we should look out for those alarming symptoms, so we can identify the bully victims at an early stage and provide them with mental support. 3. We should emphasize standing up for others. When we see bullying happening around us, we shouldn't just stand around and look at the experience. We should immediately defend the victim. Or, at the very least, we could inform a responsible adult about this, as to not let the situation escalate into a physical dispute. Personally, I'm extremely grateful for my friends make such a huge difference. 4, hold bullies accountable for their actions. For bullies to stop bullying, we need to make them reflect deeply about their actions. For instance, there is actually a law in the chapter 351 of the Indonesian Criminal Code that states that if a bullying occurs and is reported to the authorities, the bully will receive a maximum punishment of 2 years and 8 months in prison, or a fee of a few 100,000 rupiahs. This is why schools should socialize this law to students, and so let them think twice before committing such a horrendous act such as bullying. 5, provide mental support for both the victims and the bullies. For the victims, we can do this by validating their concerns, listening to their feelings, as well as offering resources for them to help cope with the trauma. For example, a psychologist or a therapist. But did you know that the bullies also have a reason for bullying? Bullies actually bully because they wanted to assert power and control over other people. So this is why we should provide mental support for them, as to let them heal from their wounds from their past, and teach them good values, as to not let them bully other people again. In conclusion, bullying is a major problem in schools all around the world. We, as a school community, need to socialize about stopping bullying. We can do this by creating a safe and supportive school environment, providing mental support for the victims, holding bullies accountable, as well as looking out for alarming symptoms of bullying. I believe that if we all made a collective effort on solving bullying, we can change the lives of children all around the world. Thank you everyone for listening to my speech, and have a good day.
Wow, kita berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk Andrea. Yes. Thank you.
Hi again, Andrea.
Hello.
Now, that was a very informative speech. Thank you so much for the speech. I would like to highlight some things that you did really, really well. The visual prop on how to give us something to look at what bullying does to the person who gets bullied, right? That was really, really great with the flower, and it damages the person, right? Now, in your speech, the structure of the speech, the first part, you tap into your personal experience, and I think this is your strength. You went into your storytelling mode, and you grasped our attention. And that's what I think a speech is a story and something that you want people to hear. So I appreciate that your strategy on making us to empathize with you is a great way to get our attention. And in terms of your intonation, pronunciation, the flow, the delivery was good. Yeah, I think that's natural to you. Your speech is also very balanced. So not only the one who gets bullied, but also the bully himself has a problem to be fixed, like to sort out. So that's very informative. So thank you so much for that speech. Well done.
Thank you so much.
All right. Talk to me about your speech. I guess it came from a personal experience?
Yes, it came from my personal experience.
Do you want to? So what went through your mind when you were preparing this? Why did you, what went through your mind when you were preparing this?
While I was preparing the speech, I thought that there was a lot of bullied victims in this world, and I'm sure that they will resonate with my story of being bullied. And I wanted to socialize to back up what bullying does to the victim and the bullies. I want people to understand more about this topic.
Right, I think you did exactly that through your speech, right? And the reason why I asked every contestant what went through their head was so that I could see whether or not your goals were met. And your goal was to let everybody know exactly what happens when someone gets bullied, and you were able to show that and more because you also could explain the other side of the equation. So I really like that the overall effect was that we understood both sides of the story. Yeah. In terms of transitions, I understood that there were different sections. You can definitely work on making those sections flow a little bit better. Use clearer transition words or use pauses to make sure that everybody follows you to the next section. So the speech is divided into different sections. You want to do that? And I really like that you summarized it and you talked about why you are here, what can be done, or what is happening and what can be done, and gives us, you gave us an encouraging message at the end, which I really like. So good job there.
Thank you so much.